property somewhere in Johannesburg, South Africa, listed for $550,000.
Here's one of Scott's many videos where he compares real estate development in Nigeria with those in other countries, South Africa in this case. For me, what I would have done would have been to compare the quality of workmanship and finishes, the abundance of space, and of course the specifics of that location. Now, he said this is in Johannesburg. The question then is, what part of Johannesburg is comparable with Ikeja GRA? In this case, that would be Sandhurst and Hyde Park in Sandton, or perhaps Houghton Estate or Bryanston. And when you Google the listings in those locations in South Africa, you'd be seeing $1 to $10 million, upwards of 1.6 billion naira. The underlying factor for that is land. Land is very expensive in all eyebrow areas in the world. 35 million rand, over 1.3 million US dollars in Sandhurst and Hyde Park, in the same Johannesburg Scott is referring to. Everywhere in the world where you have expensive land, you are going to have expensive buildings. Problem is that Lagos infrastructure doesn't match the price of the land. So I agree with Scott, this Ikeja house is ugly for 1 billion naira. One of the reasons again is the workmanship you have in Nigeria does not match what you have in that part of South Africa. And whose fault is it? Your government has killed all the technical training schools. That is why I can never call on any government to regulate rent, because they have failed in their capacity and in their core duty to educate the public. The good workmen in Nigeria are very scarce and they are very expensive. And shocking part, they also mess us up. I'm in the industry, I can tell you that for free. The final thing I'd like to note is that they do a lot of precast construction, which means they manufacture the components of the houses. The slabs, columns, beams, stairs, walls, and lintels are usually precast, maybe pre-stressed or post-tensioned or whatever the engineers recommend. These are done in construction yards with 24-hour power supply. Even Band-Aid doesn't have light in Nigeria. This is one of the reasons why their walls are perfectly straight, unlike your walls in Nigeria. Again, on this, Scott is right. The workmanship in Nigeria does not match the price point of many of those properties. The only real value in Nigerian real estate sometimes is the land. Is Lagos the New York of Nigeria? No. There is no basis for comparison at all. Is this kind of house worth 1 billion naira in terms of the aesthetics? In terms of aesthetics, it is not. So I totally agree with Scott. So what is the solution? If you want your house to be as fine as those houses in Gauteng province in South Africa, you either buy up to 2,000 square meters land for up to 500 million naira within the suburbs of Lagos, or you get way cheaper land for about 100 million naira on the outskirts from as far as Ikorodu to Mowe Bafo. This is what we've done for some of our local and diaspora customers who did not want choked city center houses in Lagos. 3,000 square meters of land in Ikorodu or Bafo is definitely less than 150 million naira, more like 60 to 70 million naira. So let's be realistic with these prices, guys. So let's have your thoughts in the comments, and if you've made a decision, please send a DM.